It is not often that we hear the word depression linked to Asian people. Even though they're a significant and growing part of our society, Asians and their mental health concerns have not received much attention in New Zealand. Why is it not often heard about, and what can contribute to depression among Asians?
In recent time, Paul Henry making the statement about getting a New Zealander to be the next Governor General. I mean, things like that can affect the psyche of the Asians, for instance, because an Asian may be born here, this is their home, and yet to be considered a non-New Zealander. I mean, all of us want to belong, and when you are not belonging and when you're pushed and you're marginalized, that's when you start feeling depressed. I was in the bus stop, and the bus stop was scrolled, Asians go home, yellow dogs go home. You know, I stand there and keep quiet, but the thing is, in my mind, how has that impact on me, on my psyche, on how I feel, on my value as a person? And people think that if you suffer clinical depression, then in some way you're mad. And so people don't talk about it, you know, they sweep it under the carpet.
It's still regarded as quite taboo. They have a lot to do with showing face. There are different faces for different situations, and it is not a good face to have mental health issues.
For some population, especially Asian, they believe it could be seen as a personal weakness.
Growing up in an Asian culture, you kind of get the sense that you need to be strong, that you can't show any weakness. Being an immigrant in New Zealand, you feel left out a lot, like a bit abnormal. So I went to my counsellor and she wanted me to speak to my parents about it, and they were just very shocked, and they wanted to kind of blame it on little trivial things like, oh, we'll buy you a car, we'll let you go out more. It was so difficult to try and explain what was happening to me and watch their faces and their reactions. I am on antidepressants now, but I waited until I was about 18, I think mainly because my parents were so against it and they don't know that I'm on antidepressants now.
The Asian Network Incorporated organise network meetings and education seminars to help raise the awareness of Asian health in New Zealand. They offer knowledge, skills and culturally specific advice for Asian communities.
We try to bridge up the gaps between the grassroots level Asian communities and different health service providers. The community needs to be made more aware that there are lots of resources available, they can access it.
Education is always the best thing, because when you educate people, especially the young get new knowledge and they can pass it on to their children. They may not be able to educate the old because they're pretty set in their ways, but at least you have the chance of educating a new generation.
People will be surprised how much resources are out there. Unfortunately, people don't know what they don't know, so just ask.
If you are going through depression and would like to talk to somebody who can help, you can contact the National Depression Helpline on 0800 111 757 or the Chinese Lifeline on 0800 888 880. You can also check out www.mentalhealth.org.nz for more information.